We just came back from the beautiful islands of Hawaii
Hawaii.
or Hawaii.
Yeah, specifically we
Hawaii.
were in Oahu.
Honolulu.
Yeah, it was. Guys, I'm gonna be very bold and say this right now. I think it's the best island I've ever been to.
Oh.
Yeah.
Aloha, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Have a Nice Day podcast with your favorite host, Janine.
And your other favorite host, Joshua. You know, when he said aloha, I went like this, like
I know.
namaste. I'm like, dude, get your cultures
maybe
right.
Maybe that's like a premonition to where we're going next.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Maybe.
But before that, let's talk about having our second episode of the year.
I know, we've been slacking, guys, really.
In March.
Yeah. And we're recording at like 9:15 on a Sunday evening.
Just like old times.
And this is our usual routine. This time would be watching a TV show. Currently, we're watching Mr. and Mrs. Smith, and we're getting ready.
Which is bomb.
So bomb, by the way, guys. So bomb.
So good.
Such a good
Acting
show.
is on point.
On point. And that there's this one scene. I don't want to spoil it for anyone, but basically him and Jane were fighting. Sorry, John and Jane were fighting in a camp. And the way he delivers this, like, I want to say monologue.
Yeah.
And, like, he
so
gets
good.
so intense about the girl. And, you know, like, because she's always angry at him. And then suddenly he just breaks out and bursts out.
Yeah.
Like, he's had enough. And, like, he just went all in. And that was such an amazing scene. Like, a single take. Like, him pouring his heart out. I'm like, this is really intense. Such a good actor.
He is. He's such a great artist.
Such a jack of all trades, you know. Like, a rapper.
Singer.
Fashion icon.
Performer.
Yeah. Such a good guy.
Producer.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah. So this is the time we're usually watching a TV show, winding up for the night, but we made it a conscious decision to record an episode, just Janine and I, here tonight.
You missed this?
I really did. Did. I mean, we have a 2-bedroom apartment, guys, for the sole reason of this room. And the only reason I ever come into this room is because all my clothes are here.
Yeah.
In this particular room. I don't know if you cannot see the cupboards that are right behind me, but yeah, Janine.
I don't come here that often.
Janine doesn't come here.
And Max is not allowed here because every time he comes here, it seems like a new room to him and he just wants to mark his territory everywhere. So
whenever he's here, like he is right now, he's always under constant supervision. Yeah.
I just want to start off by saying the happy news of the week because it's been a while since we've done that.
Yeah, for OG listeners, they would know what this segment is. But for our new listeners, Janine used to do this thing where she would start off the podcast on a happy note because that's that's the main goal of our podcast anyway, to bring joy and happiness. And Janine always starts it out with a happy news of the week. Usually, I don't know what she's going to be talking about, but I think because she brings out a lot of topics prior to we hitting the record button, so I want to see what she brings up for.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Happy news of the week. I missed that.
And what's the noise we make? Bling,
bling,
bling.
Happy news of the week is sleeping beside a dog mitigates anxiety, allowing you to relax. So the release of oxytocin, the cuddle hormone, and theta brainwaves promotes deeper, more restful sleep. It's science. So it's backed by science, and studies have shown that people who sleep with their pets tend to have more theta brainwaves than those who don't. And I guess those brainwaves promotes deeper and more restful sleep. Which is great, because I'm sure you can see on the video, but we have our little Max next to me. He's sleeping already. So I don't know if it's just him sleeping next to me or we're both sleeping together. It should be.
I think it's both. I think he's also super happy whenever. Yeah, we're talking about you, buddy.
He's now awake.
Yeah.
I do have a more restful nap when I'm next to him, and you do too.
I do too, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's also because of like, he sleeps like what, 14 hours of the day. Yeah. So whenever I see that, naturally, I also begin to feel sleepy. And I'm like, he's on the couch. He's allowed on the couch, but not so much in our bed. So whenever I see him on the couch, I'm like, you know what, let me just cuddle up beside him. And before I know it, I'm like passed out already.
Yeah, and he's such a good cuddler.
He is a
loves
really
his
good cuddler.
cuddles.
Yeah.
So yeah, for those who have pets.
But is it like, does it say specific, like only small dogs? Because how will you have like a Great Dane sleeping beside
Doesn't.
you on the bed?
It just says pets. Well, I'm assuming it would be even better sleeping next to a big dog because you can use them as a pillow.
That's true. I'd love a Great Dane for that sole
Right?
purpose. It's like, those boyfriend pillows that big.
Uh-huh.
Those super
Yeah,
big
the one you can
pillows.
cuddle.
Yeah. That's a Great Dane.
Yeah.
This guy's like a throw pillow.
Max. Well, he was named Pillow before we got him. So
That is actually very true. I
Yeah.
totally forgot about that.
I guess, yeah, it explains. Okay, Max. Yes, we're talking about you. Yes.
Pillow. We said pillow.
said
Did you have
pillow.
flashbacks of Vietnam or something?
It's like, wait, what? What?
Who's here to get me?
Flashbacks before you got me? I don't want to remember that life anymore.
Yeah.
That wasn't it. That was a tough
But there's
life.
also
How about you?
another thing that people say, especially like a lot of dog trainers and a lot of dog behaviorists.
Right.
Am I saying it right?
Correct.
That say like dogs should not be sleeping with you in the bed because it does promote their anxiety to some extent, thinking that, oh, I won't be able to sleep in a crate in a different room by myself. So yeah, just take it with a grain of salt. I know definitely we do feel better whenever we sleep next to a pet, but it might have long-term implications on the dog's
Yeah.
anxiety
different
and
dog trainers, different
yeah.
ways of training. Some say to hack and just, let them sleep next to you. Why not? Dogs' lives are short, so make it the
Exactly.
best. But then some others, especially those who are focused more on separation anxiety, they say try to keep your dog sleeping by himself
Yeah.
or herself so she
Yeah.
can promote a sense of independence away from you.
True.
Yeah, he knows we're talking about him.
Yeah,
He's
he
like
definitely knows we're talking about it.
all awake right now when just listening to our
Yeah.
voice. If you heard my greeting before introducing the podcast, I
Yeah.
said aloha.
Yeah.
'Cause,
What is that all about, man?
uh-huh,
Did you just recently come back from somewhere and you've picked up that term?
yeah, it just came back. Well, we just came back from the beautiful islands of Hawaii
Hawaii.
or Hawaii.
Yeah, specifically we
Hawaii.
were in Oahu.
Honolulu.
Yeah, it was. Guys, I'm gonna be very bold and say this right now. I think it's the best island I've ever been to.
Oh,
Yeah.
coming
Sorry to all
from
our Filipino listeners.
I was just going to say, coming from a boy who basically represents an archipelago made up
Yes.
of 7,000 plus islands.
And I always say I'm an Asian boy.
You haven't been to Palawan.
That's true. And that's the caveat I'm gonna add in. I
Mhm.
haven't been to Palawan, I haven't been to Siargao, I
Right.
haven't been to a lot of other islands, but I've been to a handful.
Uh-huh.
And so far I can easily say that Hawaii, especially Oahu, really blew my mind.
Okay.
The moment I because we landed in the night, so you couldn't really see much, but the moment I woke up, oh man, I'm like, this is heaven on earth.
Mm-hmm.
It is heaven on earth.
It is. It's beautiful. I'm not going to take that away
Yeah.
from it. But I don't know if it's,
I know it's a very
The
bold
most
statement of
beautiful
me to say.
island.
So this is just as of this day.
yeah.
Like maybe in next year when we record another episode in March and I have a different island to bring out.
Yeah.
But so far, my 32 years of existence.
No, that's wrong. Say it again.
So far in my 33 years of
Okay.
existence,
Yeah.
I can proudly say that Oahu is the best island I've ever visited.
Okay. It's definitely in my top 3, I would say. But I'm not sure if it's the best. But it's amazing.
But you know what I'm also thinking about? It was because we were treated
Oh, yeah.
like
yeah.
royalty over
we
there.
were spoiled.
We were so
Super
spoiled. Like the moment we landed, like everything was like, maybe when we go back to the Philippines, when we go to different islands, first of all we fly like a Cebu Pacific flight to another island. Baggage comes out of like, there's literally no carousel. It's like, okay, just find your bags over here.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's like 900 tricycle drivers asking you to come in their particular tricycle,
Mm-hmm.
and then you'll have a problem with the check-in of the hotel. Food
Hey,
is.
don't generalize.
I'm just saying. So that's
Yeah.
so far like
Mm.
my thought process.
Experience.
But when the
Mhm.
moment we landed there, it was really something else. Like we honestly felt like royalty,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
we didn't have to spend a lot. I have
Yeah.
to say,
Yeah.
we were and I think that's one of the best parts about it, because guys, Hawaii is so crazy expensive.
It is expensive.
Yeah,
Again, it's an American territory, so what do you expect?
that's true. That's true. And we heard it best from Tito Duke and also Sammy Obeid, who we saw in Hawaii.
Mm-hmm.
So they said that's the price you have to pay for living in paradise.
Yeah.
And then it totally made sense to me.
Mm.
I'm like, that is true. That is true.
To me, it's just everywhere you go, even if you just go for a simple drive, it is very scenic. Like, it's just so beautiful.
It is like,
Everywhere you go, you drive like just outside Eva Beach, for example, where my aunt lives, and you go to, I don't know, Foodland. And you drive by a golf course, you see the mountains behind you,
yeah,
you might drive by
rainbows.
next to a beach, you see a rainbow.
Yeah.
So it's beautiful.
It's so
People are
beautiful.
nice, people
Very
are
nice.
kind, people are very welcoming.
Yeah.
I think that's very evident of a lot of islands or places that are smaller, but majority of their income comes from tourism.
Yeah.
You know,
That makes
Philippines,
points.
Bali,
Yeah.
Hawaii, Seychelles.
Yeah.
So they're used to tourists,
Mm-hmm.
and they're just very welcoming
Yeah.
of people.
Plus Hawaii is like half Filipino anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
Literally, like we went on multiple tours. Tour guides
Filipino
are
town.
Filipino and all Ilocano.
Yeah.
But they're
Either
all
half Filipino.
Yeah.
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 But
Like
people are beautiful. Oof,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
wow.
Their skin color, oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like bronze skin. Bronze skin. It's
Yeah.
like, and like they really like have like how do I say this? Like, you know, like everything there is so natural, you know, like homegrown food, the food is fresh.
Mm-hmm.
So like really they have a good quality of life, and it really shows on their skin, on their
Mhm.
face.
Mm-hmm.
They don't look like they've aged. And
Yeah, that's
it was
true.
just such a beautiful thing to see. And it's like, so if you go to like the city of like Waikiki and everything, that's when you'll see like the tourist stuff, you know, skyscrapers, tall buildings,
Right.
sports cars, high-end restaurants, high-end cafes. But then there's so many things to go all around, you know, and it's like, it like Tito Duke said is best, like even if it's like all the roads there are just usually one lane, and there's a lot of traffic sometimes in during different hours of the day. But the moment you look to your left, you'll see the beach, and the moment you look to the right, you'll see the mountains, and you're like, I can't complain about this.
Yeah.
So
Even if you're stuck in traffic.
yeah,
Well, I guess people who live there who have to go through their 9 to 5s or their usual routes,
Mhm.
sometimes it can get daunting,
Yeah.
the traffic,
yeah,
especially during peak hours.
Mhm.
But again, it's a scenic view. So
I know.
would you rather be stuck in traffic where there's nothing to see, or be stuck in traffic with
Yeah,
that view? So
and traffic nowadays is anywhere in the world is unavoidable.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
yeah, I'd rather be stuck
Congestion.
in paradise on the road
Mhm.
than be stuck in traffic, but then driving smoothly in a unscenic. Okay, to scratch that whole part, I don't know what I was trying to say.
Yeah, it
But we
made sense.
but
It
but
made
we
sense.
accomplished a lot. We did a lot of things. We saw where Jurassic Park was filmed.
Right.
So that place, first of all, I think Janine can remember the details a little bit better because it now is very hazy to me.
Mm-hmm.
But the story about the ranch that we were in.
Yep.
So it's a massive.
It's a 4,000 hectare
Yeah.
land.
What is it called again?
Kualoa Ranch.
Yeah.
It's basically bought off by a doctor 3 generations ago, around, I can't remember if it's the 1800s, 1900s. He bought a portion of the land, which is about 1,000 hectares, for about $1,000, something very
Yeah.
cheap. Of course, at that point, $1,000 is a lot, but not if you bought, like, you couldn't even buy, first of all, you can't even buy that much land anymore now.
Yeah.
But if you even attempted to buy something of that magnitude, it probably cost you billions.
Yeah, for sure.
4,000 hectares.
But he got a good deal because he was a Christian missionary at the time who was in Oahu, and he was helping a lot of medical work for the king Kamehameha, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that was the
He
reason,
was
like King,
transcribing or translating.
yeah, medical journals or something. And King Kamehameha was very
Grateful.
for him,
Yeah.
to him. So he like really made it a point to like really help this guy out and sold him that plot of land.
Mm-hmm.
But this guy, oh, if you have to see it for your own eyes, like not even like the best camera in the world could really capture its beauty.
Mm-hmm.
It's so green,
It's well kept.
well kept, lots of free roaming wildlife during different times of the day. So many movies that
Were
you see,
shot there.
Hollywood movies which act like it's in a jungle and the Amazon or somewhere else are all shot there. So like, Journey to the Center of the Earth, Lost was also shot there.
Jumanji,
Jurassic Park, of course, was the best one.
George of the Jungle.
And the scene, like this is Janine when I saw Janine like have the biggest smile on her face when we were driving on the same road where 50 First Dates was shot, and you know Adam Sandler was in that mode where he's like trying to win her every day. So this is the scene where he acts like his car broke down, and he asks
The penguin was there.
the penguin was there. So it was
One of my favorite movies.
It was so surreal to be there, and that whole ranch in general.
Yep.
So beautiful.
Mm-hmm. So we did two things. There are activities that you could do around the ranch. So we did a bicycle ride around the ranch in the morning. We stopped around a couple of points, take pictures, and we had a tour guide, who would explain to us a couple of things. So what movies were shot there, fun facts,
history of the ranch, what this ranch was originally during the World War II era. So there was bunkers, everything. So there's a lot of history. Everyone was so nice.
And it was nice because it was an electric bike, so it wasn't as tiring as it is if you actually biked around with a normal bike. So you could change the modes. If you're going uphill, you can gain a little bit more push from the e-bike so that you don't have to
keep pedaling so much. It helps
really nice.
with the speed and
and you can enjoy and look around, which was quite nice. And in the afternoon we did a lot of zip lining, which I'm
very proud to say that Janine really conquered her fear of heights during that trip. And I think it's because we had like 3 amazing tour guides with us, and 2 of them were Filipino, and they really made us feel comfortable.
But then they put me in first in the first zip line, but it wasn't the scariest one. So it's like easing your way in. So there were about 7 or 8 of them.
And it was nice because it was like, it wasn't just zip line. It was also like a little bit of hikes, and you would do like this trivia thing, and they would quiz us before we got on, and then at the end they would ask us something else, and then it would make us do bets and everything like that. So it was really a lot of fun. And they all have the script basically, I want to say, like, so they have like these standard jokes that they throw out here and there based on the situation, and it's like you end in your starting point as well. So it wasn't too much of like a walk, but it was nice. Like you still managed to do a little bit of hiking, see a little bit here and there. And it was just such an amazing experience.
Well, thank you to my Tita Michelle.
Seriously, the biggest shout out ever to Tita Michelle, Tita Duke, and the whole family for really
pampering us.
It was so nice to see, to see them, because I've never met the side of Janine's family, and Janine's family, guys, is huge, by the way, full army. I would say, like, if there was a war coming up and we had to start our own alliance, I'll be like, let's call the Samsons.
Don't mess with my
seriously
because
and you'll have everyone there. You'll have actually people who served in the military. You'll have people
Navy.
who are like bodybuilders, and then guitar players, and like dancers. So literally everyone who's like fast on their feet, medical people. So then if anyone gets hurt, you're like, don't worry, I'm a medic, I know what I'm doing. So it's literally plumbers, people who really are so good with their hands. So like literally
podcaster.
We're just gonna be speaking.
That's us. Okay,
guys, let's make peace, not war. We're the first ones dead.
I don't think we can contribute much to the long list of achievements.
We'll just be somewhere in the back. Let everyone else go in the front and and take care of things while we just chill at the back.
We digress, but we're so grateful to my family for hosting us, bringing us around, feeding us, giving us a comfortable place to stay. Giving us a free car to roam around with. And giving us this expensive Kualoa Ranch experience. I mean, it's not cheap. if you guys go to the website and just look at the
Yeah.
pricing for most of their activities, it's quite expensive, but some of them are worth it.
But I
At least,
understand, like, some of the money is used to take care of the place,
yeah,
and it's
upkeep of
really
the.
kept, and like it's really maintained very well.
Mhm.
And yeah, putting that money back into nature is always a good thing to see. I think our biggest expense was food,
Yeah,
but I wouldn't complain because the food, guys, oh man.
so good.
If Janine just tells you about the poke bowls,
Mhm.
she'll speak about like for 10 hours straight how good it was.
I love my poke bowls.
Yeah.
And I usually get them here, but the salmon one, because the tuna here in Dubai is not that fresh. We don't
Yeah.
get fresh ahi tuna. But the poke bowls in Foodland,
You know, I never, yeah, it's something to die for. And I never knew tuna could actually melt in your mouth until I've actually had Hawaiian
fresh ahi
ahi
tuna.
tuna. It's like this texture is something I've never experienced before. It like literally slides down your throat.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we were just having it almost every chance we could take.
Yeah.
And it's also
At this point, I'm actually very surprised we didn't have like any mercury poisoning or anything like that.
but seafood in general is so good there. Like we went to Giovanni's, guys,
Mm-hmm.
which is one of the best. Like Janine has a video of also me sticking a half a nice day sticker on the truck. So
Oh, yeah.
our podcast is forever will live on forever. Amazing garlic shrimp, guys.
Yeah, they're famous for their garlic
Garlic shrimp.
shrimps. Just shrimps
In
smothered
general,
in
yeah.
butter and
Yeah.
garlic,
Yeah.
and then they serve it with rice, which is oh so yummy.
And Filipinos would not have a hard time with a diet there because Hawaiians are also massive rice eaters.
Yeah.
So like every dish, most dishes actually come with a side of rice
Mm-hmm.
and macaroni salad.
Mm-hmm.
So it was really such an overall amazing experience. I would definitely go back for a longer period. And I always fall in love with like different cities that I go to, and I always end up asking like how much is property prices here. But there was too expensive, and
One day.
one day let's see if anyone can lend us like $2 million. Not lend, give.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Donate.
yeah. If this podcast has made you happy ever in all the 84 episodes that we've done, everyone just give us $1, and I'm pretty sure we'll get to that
We'll
amount.
be able to afford that
Yeah,
one day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But one of the best things that we did, I have to say, in Hawaii was visit or get our caricature done by
yeah.
Caricature Party.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been following this account since the longest time. And every time I tell Janine about this, she also knows about it.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, oh, is this the one that, like really amplifies all your flaws? And when you sit down and like if you have big teeth, they'll make the half of the picture your teeth. If you have a big forehead, if you have a gap in your tooth, if you have a lazy eye. Like, and it's like basically the art version of roasting.
Yeah. So if you have any insecurities, this is not for
Yeah.
you.
And they have an eye for something which I don't think like a lot of people have. Like Janine and I, when we see someone like Chris Hemsworth, we'll see them like, oh, this is the pinnacle of a human man. If he sits down on the chair, they'll find a flaw in his face, and then
And
we'll be like,
amplify
oh
that.
yeah, he does have big gums. Oh yeah, he does have one eye that's lower than the other. So it's really a gift because I was trying to think like, what are they gonna do about Janine? What are they gonna do about me?
Yeah.
But my one is quite obvious because I make fun of this a lot. Is my massive nose as well. And I was thinking, what does Janine have? And she does have a little bit of like, because when she smiles, you can really see her teeth. So they're like her teeth, and then they added in that mole as well on the
Yeah.
side.
And then my forehead.
And I didn't realize that about Janine. She actually does have.
I do
No, it's
have a
because
big
you have
forehead.
a big brain because you're very smart.
Okay, thanks,
Yeah.
baby. That's sweet.
Yeah. So it was really a struggle for us to go. So if anyone's actually planning to go, Janine will have the best tips on how to do it. You have to queue up at what time was it?
4:30.
4:30.
4:45 or closer to 5 because they start off at 5:30 p.m. Right next to the H&M, opposite of the Royal Hawaiian
Yeah, mall.
Mall,
Yeah,
where the Island
vintage.
Vintage Coffee
yeah.
is, the famous Island.
So we
Vintage.
tried on the first day. It was already closed. The line was already closed.
We saw them at around 7:30.
Yeah.
They said that the line's already closed off. The next day we were there at around 7.
No, so they said that the
6:30.
next day they're not there.
Yeah.
So they said to come back the day after.
Yes, correct. They don't do Mondays, I think.
Yeah.
Mondays or Tuesdays, one of those. So we went there our last day, our last night, right? It was the last night that we have.
Yeah, in Waikiki at least.
In
Yeah.
Waikiki. So it was our last night to queue
Janine
up.
was like, "We gotta do this today. I know there's so many things that we can do in this area, but this
We
is
were
something
there
that we
from
really
5
wanted
p.m.
to get done
Mhm.
and cross off our bucket list."
Yeah, so we were
Because
there
this is a
from
page
5
with like
p.m.
1 point something million
1.5.
followers. Yeah, so a lot of people follow them, and
Yeah.
it's not every day that someone from the Middle East is actually in Hawaii.
Mm-hmm.
So we queued up around
5.
5.
Yeah, we got there
And
around
unfortunately,
5,
there was like a
5:10.
group of 10 people. So it did take us a little bit of time. We were seated at around,
7-ish.
no, even a little
Past
bit
7,
later.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I would say roughly we waited around 2 hours and a half.
Yeah. And they have some rules like no children. They don't caricature children because apparently they've had scenarios where the kids were like, "Why are you mean?"
Yeah.
All those things. The other one was it could take up to 45 minutes per person who they are drawing.
Mm-hmm.
They don't accept big groups, or if they do, they might divide it in into 2 batches, 2 or 3 batches. And the other one is you gotta be okay with which artist
Yeah. You can't
does
choose.
your caricature. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're in the queue and the guy is free, then you go to the guy. If the girl is free, then you go to the girl. But you cannot like hold up the queue and say, "Okay, I want that one. I want that one."
Yeah. And they say that don't sit if you don't want to show your teeth as well.
Yeah.
So you have to smile and basically just flaunt all of your possible flaws to them. And yeah.
Then you can go home crying,
Yeah.
but at the same time, at least
Cry and laugh at the same time.
cry
You
and
have to
laugh.
be a
I think
good
that's a
sport.
perfect way to say it. That's perfect. Cry and laugh.
Yeah, you have to be a good sport for that. Like Josh and I, we don't really care about,
Yeah.
what people will say about us. but
Exactly. And you have to go be okay with
people staring.
people staring and your social anxiety because
yeah.
people will stand there, laugh a lot at you.
They do attract a crowd, so
Take like there's passing passerbys just taking pictures, saying, "Oh my God." Yeah, and like throwing in all their comments and everything. There were times where we see people just sitting in the chair and they're so awkward because there's at least 30 people staring at you because
Yeah.
these guys are so
hovering
famous.
around the two
Yeah.
artists and then looking at the drawing, looking at you, and then starting to laugh, and you're like, oh gosh, they're laughing at me. It's not even,
Yeah.
they're not laughing with me. You know that they're laughing at you.
Yeah.
And there would be some people like looking at the drawing and then looking at Josh and I, and then they will smack their forehead and be like,
That
"Oh
was
my
so funny.
gosh."
That
And then
was
you'll
so
see
funny.
some old people judging, like, why would you do this? Like, why
Yeah,
would
why
you
would you do-
subject yourself
Exactly.
to this?
There was that one girl, remember, she was literally looking at me with disgust.
Yeah.
Like, I've never seen anyone look at me like that. It's like, what is wrong with my face? Because
Yeah.
you really start questioning everything.
Yeah.
And like, you're doing it for, like, the joke of it. And Janine is so good with comedy. Like, she can take roasting in any shape or form, and me too as well. But then when you see people, like,
Yeah.
you've never met before, just staring at you, staring at the painting, staring
And
back at
judging
you.
you.
And they have this face of, like, utter disgust.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what is going on? So yeah, nothing can really prepare you for all the emotions that you'll feel. But
Yeah. You just have to
Um,
roll with it.
yeah, we just have to roll
be a
with
good
it. It was
sport.
really fun.
Yeah, it was a nice
We'll
experience.
definitely put the picture over here so that everyone can
Laugh
see
with
it, and
us.
then let us know what you think.
Yeah, if you're listening to this, maybe you should try to view the video just so that you can see what we're talking about.
Yeah,
It's a great one.
it's a great one.
Yeah,
It's a
we're
great
happy
one.
we were able to do that.
Yeah, got it off our bucket list.
It was an experience, huh?
Yeah.
It was really worth the 26 hours flight that we took, not straight going, and then almost 2 days coming back with time difference. Coming back, reaching there, we didn't have any issues with jet lag. Maybe like just the first day, but we made sure the next day we went to the beach straight away. We got enough sun.
We got our grounding.
The coming back hit me hard a little bit. Like for like 2-3 days, I
Yeah.
was off. I had a stomach bug.
Oh yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
But
And we were waking up like really early in the night, or waking up in the middle of the night, trying to go back to sleep.
yeah,
Good thing that we got all these sleeping pills and everything, because in America you can get it over the counter. So that helped us a lot while we acclimatized.
mm-hmm. I'll just say to it. Acclimate.
Acclimated
Yeah.
back to the Middle East time zone, the Middle East heat, the Middle East sun.
But it's good to be back with my baby,
Yeah.
my baby Max.
Yeah, it's really good to be back.
Yeah.
And
That was a really, really great trip.
such a great trip.
Unexpected.
Unexpected, but I'm so glad that Janine and I, we could do like everything so fast. Her US visa is still valid. We just have to maybe just select our flights and everything. And
Thanks to you. Thanks to your hard work. Bravo.
thank you.
Yeah, bravo. Hopefully
Brava.
in the next 2 years you get another chance to
Yeah.
bring me back to Hawaii.
I mean, even if I have to pay for it next time,
Really?
that's how much I fell in love with Hawaii.
Okay.
Like I could honestly see myself like retiring there, like playing golf,
Who
going
are you,
scuba
man?
diving.
Who are you?
Like doing like old people stuff.
Who are you?
I could literally see myself doing that. Like having a coin collection. I'm a coin collector. Those kinds of things. Like I think that I'm going to be like a super hip retired guy.
Okay.
Wearing aviators and driving a convertible.
Okay.
Midlife crisis sort of guy.
Sure. Okay, you can calm down. And just before Hawaii, that's why we've been super busy. I feel like we've started off the year with traveling right away.
Yeah.
January 29, we celebrated our 1 year anniversary.
No year. Yes.
And it has been amazing. Maybe we're gonna create another episode of 1 year and just talk about our marriage and
Yeah, I think maybe we could do another
been.
episode.
Yeah, how it has been, because it's a hit usually when we talk about us and our marriage and our partnership and our life. We get a lot of messages from people saying, oh, we can relate here when you said this and that, especially when we share a little bit of what we feel, what we do, practical things that we do as a married couple.
Yes.
So maybe let us know if you're interested. We can create another, we will specifically create a podcast of sort of like a 1 year in review.
Because I think people are very
Being
interested,
married.
especially in not only like marriage dynamics, but even our dynamics. Like how do we manage like cross-cultural stuff? But I think this is something that we can like try to maybe narrow down in on, because like it really hit us differently on terms of like what marriage really is. I know time has flown. Like I couldn't like even imagine. Has it already been a year?
It's crazy.
But then there's still like things that it's never like there's no finish line. Like there's so many things that I'm working on individually, personally. Janine is also, and there's so many things that we're working together. There are things that we are working on with our families and everything. So yeah, there's no real like destination that we are in. We just know that we're like going the right way. And I think we should really focus on do a full episode on that, because I think we can talk for hours on that particular topic.
Yeah. Let us know if there are any particular points that you would like us to touch upon, and we'll write it down and make sure that we talk about it on the podcast.
Yeah. Our handy advice thing is still open, by the way.
It's probably a couple of questions that we have to answer in there. So we're going to have a look at our handy advice. And for those who don't know, and you've listened this far after us positively talking about our Hawaii trip. If you guys are interested to ask us any questions, if you deem that we're capable enough to answer your questions and give you advice, we have a handy advice section. We'll link that in the bio.
And let us know what kind of content you also guys want, because Jenny and I were just talking about exploring the other stuff that we've been doing lately. So we tried the episode we recorded in the Philippines, where we had 2 guests who are based in the Philippines. We managed to do it successfully over there.
The podcast that we recorded while we were driving from LA from Joshua Tree
to San Jose. Yeah, so if you like a driving vlog, like a lot of people are interested in like what we do, because we do travel a lot, and you'll be seeing more content that surrounds this particular topic. So let us know what you want. If you want to see like a vlog style where we're actually like doing things out and about, doing a quick like brief narration over something, then we can also do those things. And there's another like before we end the episode, I know I already said that we're gonna make it a short one, because we have another week ahead. But there was this new segment that I want to incorporate into the podcast,
Yeah.
which is mostly for guests. And
Okay.
this is a question I want to ask every guest, and I'm going to start with you first.
Okay.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Let's say you have your best friend from abroad is visiting the UAE,
Right.
and they're like, and now in your mind you're thinking there are 3 restaurants I definitely have to take
Mm-hmm.
to this for this person. Like there are 3 restaurants that I want to take this person whenever they visit the UAE. And this
Mhm.
is going to be like a standard 3 restaurant thing for all the people who come in. Like you have someone coming in next month, someone who's coming in like a few months from now. What are the 3 restaurants that you would recommend or where you would take your friend when they first come to the UAE when they're coming from abroad?
Wow, you put me on the spot. I would say probably Safadi first. so
Okay,
that they
and
can
one
get
line why?
Lebanese food.
Actually, they are one of my favorite Lebanese
Just
restaurants
period.
ever.
Nothing else to say.
Okay,
Lebanese food,
perfect.
great.
Yeah, okay. So
Um,
Safadi is one.
mm,
Safadi, sorry.
yeah, Safadi. I would say Orfali Brothers, Orfali Bros.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
something just a little bit more high end, but still achievable, and it's a fusion of
Yes.
food.
And
they
really
have
good food, by the way. I'm
great
surprised.
sweets,
Yeah.
great mocktails, cocktails,
Yeah.
drinks,
Desserts
not
as
cocktails,
well.
just mocktails, desserts, amazing. And they've been rated one of the best
Yeah.
restaurants in Dubai. I'm
Last
thinking-
but not least.
last, I am thinking maybe something along the lines of Ravi.
Well said. That was going to be my number
Yeah.
1, actually.
So they could also get a taste of southeastern. Is that no? Far Eastern.
Pakistani food coming from one of the longest.
It's a staple.
It's
in
a staple.
Dubai.
It's actually
Yeah.
the number 1 thing to do in Dubai.
Is it?
On TripAdvisor.
Yeah?
To go to Ravi, the old one in Satwa.
Yeah, the old one in
Such a
Satwa.
long-running
So that-
establishment. Collaborated with Adidas during their Adi Delicious campaign, where they collaborate with local style restaurants here, hole-in-the-wall restaurants, which have a big reputation in the country and you cannot usually find somewhere else. So they collaborated with Adidas. But yeah, good choices, I must say.
I mean,
Surprised. I wasn't thinking you would say Safadi, but
I'm a
now that
foodie.
now that you mentioned it, came to my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope I have great taste in food, but
Mm.
yeah.
So that's another segment I want to try with like your different guests. Like we already have a few lined up. I'm still trying to work with a couple to schedule it in. Ding, ding, ding,
Your
ding,
piano
ding.
fingers.
Yeah, I think that's a nice question to ask people, so everyone gets a good glimpse of the food scene in the UAE. 'Cause,
Okay, very quickly. What's yours?
Ravi.
Yep.
Raidan Mandi
Okay.
for the best mandi in the whole UAE, guys. Like everything on the plate is absolute perfection. Because mandi places I've been like, okay, the meat is amazing, the rice is bleh, or the rice is amazing. Some places the meat is like a little bit hard, chewy, everything. But oh man, Raidan Mandi. But you have to go in the mornings because by the time it gets to the evening, it's not as fresh as it is. Ding ling. Last one, I don't know. Last one.
Quick. You can't think much.
Since you said Safadi, I'm gonna say the other one that is there on Sheikh Zayed Road, the 5-story building, Lebanese place.
Meshwar.
Meshwar.
Yeah. I was gonna say Meshwe. Shout
out to
Meshwe.
shout out to them as well though. But Meshwar, guys, because it's a full experience, it's like 5-story restaurant. If you want your shisha, you sit on one floor. They have a store inside. They have like ornaments, actual like real architecture stuff of like that represents Arab tradition, Arabic food, especially Lebanese culture, and amazing food as well. Amazing. My first time I ever tried that steak, the Lebanese steak tartare, which is like raw meat, completely raw meat.
You tried it?
Yeah, first time ever when I was there.
It's called kibbeneye.
Kibbeneye, yeah. So I tried my first kibbeneye ever there.
Kibbeneye.
Yeah. Yeah, so those are my 3. Those are my...
Okay, great choice.
Yeah?
Great choices. Hey, don't do that. Max is.
Because I said kibbeneye. He's like,
he's like, me too.
because he eats raw meat actually. So maybe when I said raw meat, he's like, are we eating again?
Yeah.
This hungry boy. But I think that's a good episode. We wrapped it up. I mean, we touched on everything that we wanted to.
Thanks for sticking around if you're still here with us.
Yeah, it's a relatively short episode, guys. So watch it to the end.
Watch out for the next episode where we talk about our marriage.
Yes.
Dun dun dun.
Dun, dun, dun. And our upcoming divorce.
Don't say that. It's
No,
never
but
happening.
yeah, like the episode, guys, that really does the most for our podcast nowadays. It's not about the views, it's not about this, it's number of likes. So really do support us by hitting that like button,
Share.
subscribing, hitting that notification, sharing it.
Share it with your friends, with your family.
Yeah,
We have a lot of great content coming your way.
we do. We actually do. A great year. Let's really kick 2024 in the butt.
Thank you for your love.
Yeah. Thank you for your love.
And on that note,
Have a nice day.
we love you guys.
We like you as a friend. Bye.